Just gonna make sure I'm live on both here and grab your coffee or your water or your tea or whatever you have today. And I just want to thank you guys for popping in. And I had a couple of questions that I received last night and this morning that we're gonna go over. So we're gonna talk about grief today, and we're going to talk about multitasking. So I think this happens, both of these things occur in everybody's lives. And I have a few notes, so if you see me looking down, I'm just trying to pay attention and stay on task here, because otherwise I feel like I could go on a really long tangent about both of these things, because these are both huge in my life too. So grief, I've had a couple of friends lose people that are really close to them this past couple of weeks, and I want to also touch on that grief isn't just death of a person, although that definitely happens, and it will happen in your life. And if you haven't been touched by that yet, you are really blessed, but it will happen. And so I just want to give you a few tools and insights on how to grieve properly, because I definitely have been pushed that away from myself and didn't allow myself to grieve properly when I was losing people that were super important in my life. And I lost a couple of people that were really, really close to me within a couple of years. And I know I didn't grieve properly. And so then that bubbled up years later. And I don't want that to happen for you. And so let's just give you some tools and insights on that. So grief can also occur when we have like the end of a marriage or a large relationship or a friendship, or even losing a job. That's still grief. And so we still need to deal with that. So the biggest thing is I want you guys to feel the feels. Go through those feelings as they come up. And one tool that I have found super helpful, and this has come from my mom actually, and it came to us because my Nana has really bad dementia. And so I'm also grieving her, losing her, even though she's still physically here. She's not the same person anymore. So I'm grieving the loss of that. And so one thing that we do that is super beneficial that I encourage you to try if you've lost something or someone in your life recently is setting a time each day that you can just fully let go, feel all of those feelings. I want you to, for everybody, it's different. It's going to be a different time each day, whether it's first thing in the morning or it's before you go to bed at night, or, a half an hour that you have on your lunch break. Just set aside that time for yourself to really just be sad and be upset and mourn that loss. And knowing that you have that time again the next day will help you so much. So when you feel, like that sadness creeping in, knowing that tomorrow at 9 a.m., I'm going to cry my eyes out and I'm going to feel all those feelings, or I'm going to get super, super angry, because anger is normal in the grieving process, whatever that feels like to you. And it will be different every single day. Knowing that you have that time will really allow you to properly grieve that and get those feelings out. And it will not consume your whole day too, because it's like, nope, you know what? I have my time set for this time, and that's when I'm going to really grieve. And not that those feelings aren't going to bubble up, but it will help you to know that you have made time for yourself for the next day and the next day and the next day to feel all those feelings. And so to really push through those. Don't bury it. Don't just put on a strong face. I know sometimes we'll have to do that, especially if we're parents or we have to go to work or whatever that looks like. But you still need to take the time to journal it out or feel it out whatever that needs to look like for you. Some people will do it in the shower and just cry their eyes out in the shower and just get that out. And you don't want to bury that so that it bubbles up into anxiety and anger. Emotional eating is a huge thing for people, and stress and disease for yourself. So you'll find yourself, when we're stressed, right, we get sick easy. It's part of our biological makeup. It's just the way it is. And so you'll find yourself getting colds or getting sore, or just pulling a muscle so that you can't get around. That's the universe telling you that you need to slow down and just deal with these things. And so do those little things for yourself so that it doesn't become this Mack truck that hits you. And we were talking about this on the weekend. That sometimes when we don't listen to those signs and listen to our bodies and listen to our feelings and honor those things, please honor those things, then something will happen in your life that will make you slow down. And that is the backtrack. And it will make you realize that you need to just take a different route and really feel through all those feels. I want you to really listen to your body on this. So each day, might look different, and you need to just honor that and give yourself grace. And it's not always going to be that way. By giving yourself that time, you're going to allow that to not carry forward to every area of your life for every day. And so if it's super fresh, of course, that's going to be heavier on your heart for an amount of time, but it will get better and it will get easier. I promise you. So I'm going to switch to multitasking. So first off, it doesn't freaking work. As moms and women, even if you just Google it, they will say that women are better at multitasking. And that's not a badge of honor, you guys. We shouldn't be better at multitasking. That isn't something that we want to strive for. So you're going to be way more productive if you chunk your time into just doing certain tasks, whether that's going to be a 5-minute task or it's going to be an hour-long task. Whatever that looks like, you really want to chunk down your time. That will help you huge. Multitasking is super stressful for our brain. And so even if we are good at it, it's going to catch up with you at some point in your life. I look at my Nana with dementia. That's funny that she keeps coming up for me today. And how, your brain just keeps bouncing around, and you're not being as efficient as you can be. You're not going to be as productive. Are there certain points in our days and lives that we do multitasking? Absolutely. But that goes into your whole conscious and subconscious mind. And that's a whole nother topic for another day. But to be really productive and really effective with what you're doing, you really, really want to chunk that time into actual circumstances that you need to do, whatever that looks like. Your brain just can't think of more than one thought at a certain time. And so that's where meditating is super important for you too. And if you don't do that, do reach out. I will totally help you along, because I know that's something that I really struggled with for a long time. And I have some different tools that I like to use to get you into that framework. What was the other thing so your levels of cortisol actually go up when you multitask. It's part of our biological makeup again. And so the more cortisol you have in the body, the more stressed out you are. That is your stress hormone, right? And so if you're raising that all the time, you're again going to be more prone to illness whenever that catches up with you. It will catch up with you, and you won't be as effective. I feel like I'm repeating myself there, and I definitely am. But I promise you, if you break your days down, sit down in the morning for 3 minutes, just plan out your day, or right before you have a bunch of stuff coming up, be okay, this is the order I'm going to do it in, and this is how I'm going to be the most effective doing that. And writing it down does really help, brain dump, and then really prioritize what is important and what needs to be done at certain times and what that looks like. So that's all I have for today. And I hope this was super helpful for you. And I look forward to seeing you guys next Monday again. Whatever, you did it.